Just imagine, heaven, that perfect place, full of angels singing, divine light everywhere, peace and harmony. Until out of nowhere, a riot starts. That's right, a celestial rebellion. One of the most powerful angels, who until then was the darling of the group, decides that he doesn't want to be just a servant anymore, he wants the throne. And so begins the first war in history, not between humans, but between celestial beings. The result? An epic battle that changed everything and whose consequences we still feel to this day. Part 1. The Celestial Mutiny. Just imagine, Lucifer, the top angel in heaven, handsome, powerful, full of charisma, walking around like he owned the place. He was basically the manager of the worship department, one of the closest to God. Everything was going well, until a thought began to grow in his head. Why do I have to obey? I'm amazing. I should be in charge. And then the trouble began. Lucifer didn't stop at just that idea. He started spreading dissatisfaction among the angels, giving that motivational speech. Guys, do we really need to just follow orders? Can't we be more than that? Look at me, I'm spectacular, you are too. Let's move up in the hierarchy. And isn't it true that many people bought into this idea? A third of the angels in heaven began to sympathize with the movement. After all, who has never wanted to innovate the system, right? But there was one detail. The celestial system was not just any power game. It was governed by God himself, the creator of everything. And defying him? Bad idea. But Lucifer was so confident that he thought he could do it. He didn't just want improvements in the angelic work environment. He wanted the throne. He wanted to be God. And that's how the first great rebellion in history began, not on earth, but up there in heaven itself. Part 2. War breaks out. Well, Lucifer had already convinced a third of the angels. Everyone was angry, and he thought that now he could only go for the celestial coup. The plan? To take the throne of God. Detail. He forgot that God is not just any boss that can be overthrown with a petition. That's when the real trouble started. Michael, the warrior archangel who had been doing his own thing until then, got up from his chair, grabbed his flaming sword and said something like, "Oh no, not here." And that was it, war in heaven. The angels who were faithful to God lined up on Michael's side, while Lucifer and his rebel gang stood on the other side. And then, my friend, heaven became an epic battlefield. Lightning bolts, flaming swords, cosmic clashes. It was like a scene from an action movie, only heavenly. Lucifer, at first, thought he was doing well. After all, he was one of the most powerful beings ever created. But there was a problem. He was facing angels who fought with the strength of God himself. And Michael, with no patience for a coup, went after him with everything he had. The battle was intense, but in the end, the inevitable happened. Lucifer and his followers began to be pushed back. Heaven, which was a place of light and harmony, was now the stage for the first great battle between good and evil. And everything indicated that someone was going to get kicked out of there. Part 3. The big one is left. After much fire, swords flashing and lightning streaking across the sky, the battle reached its climax. Lucifer and his followers realized that things had gone their way. The problem with trying to stage a coup in heaven? You're up against the team led by God. And let's face it, when God decides that someone is going to lose, they're going to lose. Michael, with his flaming sword and that "I told you so" look, delivered the final blow. And with a single divine command, Lucifer and his rebel angels were hurled out of heaven. But it wasn't a quiet, bye-bye, take care exit. It was a monumental fall. They plummeted from the sky like flaming meteors, falling straight to earth. And it was there that Lucifer stopped being just a rebellious angel and became Satan, the adversary. The fallen angels? They were now demons, condemned to wander far from the presence of God. But, of course, Lucifer did not accept defeat well. He swore revenge and decided that, since he could not reign in heaven, he would mess everything up here on earth. His new plan? To deceive, corrupt and drag as many humans as possible to his side. And so began the war that continues to this day, the clash between good and evil, God and Satan, angels and demons. All because an angel decided he wanted a higher position and forgot that defying God is never a good idea. So if you liked it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next stories. See you in the next video.